What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Race. 365 Days 3 left us with many questions, theories, and, well, plot holes. But there's also a lot of things that only adults noticed. Some of these things are details, while others are pretty big things that make zero sense. Let's start off with Laura's appearance, shall we? Okay, before we begin numbering plot holes and mistakes in 365 Days, I gotta mention that I absolutely love the franchise. Yes, I know, it's not a critically acclaimed franchise that requires us to use our brains while watching, but it does a really good job at being a Netflix and chill project. And sometimes we need films like this in order to relax. Don't you guys agree? Oh, and I absolutely agree with fans who claim there were many songs in the second installment. I wish there was more dialogue between Massimo and Laura instead, but we got what we did, and now we need another film in order to see a proper conclusion to the franchise. Now, some adult fans noticed a big mistake in the opening scene of the franchise. As most of you remember, the first film opens up with a scene of Massimo watching some women at the beach. The scene itself is amazing. The explanation behind it is, how should I put this? Awful. This scene left some fans confused because it makes no sense. In it, Massimo is using binoculars to spy on a random woman at the beach. The entire scene is dramatic because of all of the shooting happening in the meantime, but Laura's presence here is never explained. Massimo and her date started dating later in the film, but we never discover why Laura was on the beach. What was her purpose? Maybe her only purpose in this particular scene was for Massimo's dad to give this line, "Beautiful women are heaven for the eyes and hell for the soul," a line to which Massimo responds, "and purgatory for the wallet." Have you guys noticed the so-called plot hole? Oh, even though Laura's yards away, she must have seen what happened to Massimo's dad, right? She's basically a witness to murder. This is really confusing here. Here's another mistake.
Why? In the entire building, there were only 2 security guards.
This is not really a mistake, to be honest, but it's rather an illogical scene. At the beginning of the film, Laura and Massimo are in separate board meetings, and the two of them seem to be bothered. It's quite intense when all of a sudden a very inappropriate song starts playing in the background. The song's name, Hard for Me, this was by all means wrong. Most adult fans also had issues with these two lines.
Are you lost, baby girl?
"Are you lost, baby girl?" is a line that sounds a bit cliche. Also, in the scene in which he says the line is confusing because they just met, and the first thing he says is this line. He then disappears, which is why a lot of fans believe he's a vampire. Everything happens so fast, so we don't really know where Massimo went. He disappears so fast, and this is not the only time he acts as a vampire. In fact, he does this pretty often in the franchise, which only makes us wonder whether he's some kind of supernatural creature. Maybe that's a planned storyline for the next film. Who knows? On the other line, most fans had an issue with "See you later, alligator." Okay, another thing most adult fans have a problem with is the fact that Massimo literally kidnaps Laura. Is no one having a problem with this very disturbing fact? The film not only glamorizes a toxic relationship, but it also promotes Stockholm Syndrome. Oh, and the fact that he sedates her after kidnapping her is also disturbing. The entire storyline with Massimo keeping Laura hostage is a bit problematic, to say the least. Now, a lot of fans didn't know that Michele Morrone is a singer and sings some of the songs in the franchise.
I'm gonna feel it so strong.
Michele Morrone became a worldwide sensation after starring as a mafia boss in the 365 Days franchise. He's handsome and multi-talented, which is enough for him to secure himself a huge fan base. But everybody knows that he's also a singer, and one of his songs is in 365 Days. Most dedicated fans know that Morrone is the voice in the song Feel It. We also know that you need to smash that like button if you haven't done it already. Okay, seriously, did you guys know that he's also a painter? Michele Morrone is also definitely a man with many talents. The actor is also a painter, and he seems to be a very good one. Now, let's get into some more surprising details about the making of 365 Days, shall we? Because of the many steamy scenes featured in the franchise, some fans compared 365 Days trilogy to 50 Shades of Grey, starring Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson. The writer Blanka Lipińska revealed that she decided to write 365 Days while enjoying a sunny day on the beach. The author of the book also revealed that they had to exclude many scenes from the franchise because they were, not suitable for a screen adaptation. Those who have read the novels know what happens between Laura and Massimo, and their story in the novels is much darker, which is why the creators of the screen adaptation decided not to stay loyal to the source material. When asked whether 365 Days is similar to 50 Shades of Grey, the lead star Michele Morrone said that no, 365 Days is more explicit than 50 Shades. And according to him, 50 Shades is too clean and not rough or passionate enough. A lot of film critics agree with Morrone and decide that 365 Days is more explicit. Although Morrone said the film is just like the book, we have to disagree because, as mentioned, a lot of scenes were excluded from the Netflix adaptation. When asked what the most difficult scene to film was, Michele said it was definitely the BJ scene. The scene was particularly difficult because Morrone met the actress that played the stewardess just 5 minutes before she had to do you know what. The actor also explained that he had fake male genitalia attached and she was practically blowing that. It was awkward, but it was funny because she was blowing the fake D. But are the other steamy scenes real? They have to be, right? They look real to me, although the entire franchise struggled with negative critic reviews. It was also extremely popular and successful, which is why Netflix decided to make 3 films. If you've seen the movie, you must have thought the same. How the hell are they filming all those steamy scenes? How could they look so real? Were the actors really doing it? For those who haven't seen the film, there are a lot of steamy scenes in it, and no, they're not all with Massimo and Laura. Some of them include the second love interest to Laura, Nacho, who was first introduced as a gardener but is really a rival mafia boss to Massimo. For those of you who are convinced that the actors were really doing it, they were not. The scenes are not real, at least that's what Michele Morrone said when speaking on Instagram Live. The actor said it seems real because they are good actors and know how to fake. He also said a lot of people write him that, but at the same time it wasn't real. Bartek Cecilia, the person who works on the film, said that they wanted the camera to be as much invisible as possible to let the actors act. So, indeed, the takes were very, very long, and they created the most intimate atmosphere they could for the actors. They even reduced the on-set crew to an absolute minimum. We also know that you need to smash that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll never miss any of our videos in the future. They really wanted an authentic atmosphere. As Bartek explained, they wanted the viewers to hear the actors' whispers and heavy breaths, and they wanted to show their sweaty passion. As you can see, they put so much effort into this part of the trilogy, which is why those scenes seem real. We'll see you in the next videos.